welcome back to the Fallon Frequency Podcast, your space for that alignment, expansion, and of course, unstoppable energy. If you've been here a while, you know that my world literally revolves around the universal laws. If you don't know what those are, jump into some episodes, jump into my program because they are worth learning. But these are the principles that really bring us back to our core, energetic, soulful selves. They're not just ideas that I share, they're literally the codes that I live by. And honestly, I believe they are the reason my life continues to unfold in such a magical, aligned way. Now, there are so many incredible modalities out there and tools out there, from human design, which is really taking off on the internet right now, to astrology, to strategy, and beyond. And I really want to empower you to use these not as answers, but as tools for your own learning and self-understanding. The magic is in having the internal discernment to know what resonates with you and to honestly, confidently leave behind what does not. I really do love exploring different avenues and opening up to new channels of information, which is exactly what we're doing today. This episode is part of a powerful conversation. It's part live astrology reading of my own personal chart, which I have never had done, with one of my beautiful peers. Her name is Cleo. She lives in LA. She is in a mastermind that I'm in doing some big things. This woman is such a bright light. She is an actress, a dancer, an astrologer, a producer, and a true multi-hyphenate creative. We're going to explore what the stars have to say about my own journey while diving into her own story of living in alignment with her own cosmic blueprint. So let's go.
So I'm going to read Fallon's astrology chart today, and then we're going to talk some more about some different stuff. So for those of you guys who don't know Fallon, she's a mindset and energetics coach, and she also has a podcast called the Fallon Frequency. Can you tell us a little bit about your podcast real quick?
Yeah, started the podcast. I've been playing a lot this year, pushing up against the edge, doing different things, and it's kind of funny. If you would have known me a year ago, you would have thought I was a very quiet person, very shy, but I think it was just that whole transformation, I guess, of finding your voice, and kind of once you've been to the other side, it's kind of like this feeling of you can't not share it. You can't not, you just you've been in this one situation and you just want everyone to know. And my big thing was I talk a lot about universal laws. I really just went and brought it back to the basics. I have or as we chatted before, I've come from a lot of different, I've worn a lot of hats, I worked for billionaires, then I got into traditional Chinese medicine, I was in the wellness world, and, I guess the podcast for me started because it was kind of with every different industry I was in, whether it was, business strategy wise, with the billionaires or even the health and wellness. The real big driver that I noticed behind everyone's transformation had to do with the mind, and not just that could be losing weight or that could be just identity shifting. So yeah, it was a real inspiration at the time when I was living in Australia to just kind of deep dive. And then I worked in personal development solely for a few years and just solely kind of focused on the mindset part. And now I've kind of, I combined a few things that I've learned from embodiment work and mindset bits. So yeah, I guess that was a long answer, but that's kind of where the podcast
it's so cool. And
that's where I came from.
I'm so excited that I'm so excited to hear all that. And then also it's just so cool that you've done Chinese medicine. I really want to talk to you about that later. Because I definitely, Chinese medicine has really helped me a lot as well. I did acupuncture. I used to do it regularly. I probably should get back into it, but it's helped me with a lot of injuries. It's helped me with, I have ADHD. It's helped me with my ADHD. I'm not currently on medication, but I take supplements, natural supplements that my practitioner gave me. And it's honestly helped me so much. So, I'd love to hear more about that. Yeah. And then also everything that you talk about with your podcast, you guys have to check it out because it's just such good energy. It's such really also tangible things in terms of mindset. And I really do agree with what you're saying. Like, it all begins with the mind, and it begins with the energy that you put behind things you do. It's not what you do, it's who you are when you're doing those things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we're gonna do a little birth chart reading. I have your chart pulled up. And I need to make sure if something happens with the connection for a second, it's because I have a limit on my Instagram and I forgot to turn it off today. So it might be weird.
That's good. That's good. Balance.
Yeah, I do have a limit. But not today. I need to figure out how to turn that off. Anyways. Okay, so for those of you guys that don't know what a birth chart is, this is what it looks like.
Oh, there's a lot of little squigglies there.
Yeah, so it's like this big circle, and it has different sections. There's 12 different houses in a birth chart, and they all govern a different area of your life, which is really cool. And you, well, actually, before I dive in, so essentially what a birth chart is, it's a snapshot of the time that you were born. So it's a snapshot of the sky at the time that you were born. So it's unique to you. It's your fingerprint. It's essentially your energetic fingerprint is what I like to call it. Yeah. Which I think is so cool and so different, because you can really like understand yourself more through this. And I just absolutely love reading birth charts. It's so fun. Okay, so for you, I'm sure you already know that you are a Sagittarius.
I do know that part.
Yeah.
That I know. I know that much.
Do you know your big three?
No, but I feel like I had Sagittarius in another thing. I don't know. I just found an app and like had fun with it one day, but I was like, I don't really know what I'm reading.
Yeah. Oh, Jesse's here.
Hi, Jesse. I don't know who that is. Oh, Jesse. Oh,
yeah, you know Jesse. Yeah. So Sagittarius is your sun, and it's also your moon sign.
Oh.
And you also have a Aries rising sign. So you are all fire.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so you're all fire. You're all fire.
All fire.
Which I love. That it's like there's a lot of energy, and the other thing is you have Mars in your first house, but we'll talk about that later. Okay. So let me just explain what the moon, the sun, and the rising all are. So essentially what I like to explain it as is it's kind of like this big like gift, right? There's the wrapping paper of the gift, that's your rising sun. It's what people see when they first meet you. Okay. Then there's the actual gift, which is the sun, and then there's the inner workings of it, which is your moon sign. That's your emotions. That's how you feel internally. It's also what the people closest to you see. So a lot of people don't usually see someone's moon sign. But in your case, that is not the case, because your moon sign and your sun sign are the same. They're both Sagittarius. So who you are when you're just, once people get past the Aries rising, they get to know you, then they see the Sag, and then that's who you are. So it's kind of this nice consistency, which I think is cool.
Yeah. Well, I feel like whatever I've read about a Sag, I'm like, yeah, that's me. Like, I travel,
I mean,
positive.
Of course, like, you love to share. I mean, you have a podcast. That's, like, the most Sag thing I've ever heard. Maybe it's a little bit of Gemini, but actually Gemini and Sag are on the same axis. They're both very much about sharing information. Okay. With Gemini, it's more so about learning the information and kind of absorbing it. And then with Sag, it's more about, okay, I'm going to share this information, but this is my truth. It's kind of putting your own flavor onto it and then really sharing it. So I think it's really interesting that you have, and you don't only have your moon and sun there, you also have Mercury. So you have a lot of Sagittarius energy, which is really cool. And it's very nicely aspected to your Mars and your ascendant. Your ascendant is your rising sign. So it's trining your rising sign, which means that it's a lot of your emotions and the way you take action have a nice balance. So you're able to really like take action with Mars, and Mars is in your ascendant. You can take action, but then you also know how to balance that with what you need emotionally.
Okay.
Yeah. So
good.
I hope that makes sense.
So I sound balanced.
Yeah, it's a nice balance. Okay, cool. So that is your big three. And Aries rising, also, let me jump into Aries a little bit. So your Aries is the wrapping paper. It's how people perceive you when they first meet you. Aries is like this very trailblazer. It's kind of like the entrepreneur. It's very like, where Sagittarius is more of like the share, like the philosopher. Aries is more like, let's fucking do it. It's like the Nike symbol. So like that's who you are when you walk into a room. Like you're like have a lot of energy, and people want like you can inspire people, you know?
Can that work like the opposite? Because I had way back when I was in, where was I? I was in Peru, and I did like, I think I told you this. I've never done the star sign, but a little bit touching on human design. And she said something about the energetic channels, like being open. She said, do people think you're intimidating? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, but it's weird because I'm the most unintimidating person. Like I mean, I'm a lot louder now that I've like come into my truth, but like Fallon 2 years ago was shy as fuck. Like I was, I wasn't me. And I was like, found it so weird. And it almost made me dim my light because I didn't want to like, you know, step on people's toes. And I was like, I don't understand why people think I'm intimidating. I'm like a nice person.
Were you as a child, like as a young child, were you shy or were you outgoing? Like before, like you were always shy from the very young age?
I was pretty shy, yeah.
Because what can happen is sometimes people, like for me personally, like I was very outgoing, and then like when I was 7, I like became more shy. Yeah. And it was like, so it's like interesting to see like what and then I like found myself again.
And you come back out.
So I feel like it's like kind of like a weird thing like that, but as far as the intimidating thing, you have Mars in the first house, so that's what that is. Oh. And Aries is ruled by Mars too. So yes, that's true.
Okay.
That you can have that energy. It's just coming from a place of intensity, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I know. It's funny to like hear that. I mean, during the time too, I was like, I'm so like chill. Like I'm a chill as a cucumber.
I don't really get that from you. But okay, this is the thing. This energy is your rising sign is actually more so what we feel when we meet you in person. When you're on an online space, your energy is actually not your rising sign. Ooh, it's a different one. It's the midheaven sign, which we'll talk about. Okay. And that is in Capricorn.
Oh.
So that's like a whole different energy.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah. So you're actually like, it's very interesting.
Very interesting.
But yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off. I was just curious.
No, you didn't. I love this. I'm just like, okay, wait, where am I now? Okay, so I also want to talk about, so that cluster of Mercury, Sun, and Moon in Sag, it's all in the 9th house as well. So the 9th house rules higher learning, philosophy, and it's also the Sagittarius house, which is, okay, so it's kind of interesting. Because you're an Aries rising, all of the houses are in the traditional places. I hope that makes sense.
Okay.
The zodiac starts with Aries, and your rising sign is Aries.
Mm-hmm.
My rising sign is Leo. So everything is shifted. Where anyone can have any rising sign, but yours is like each section of the birth chart is kind of like where it's supposed to be
And it's
in
like
your
original
chart.
like place.
Yeah, you're like the original. You have like the original perfect birth chart.
Great.
So that's good.
Love that.
Like Capricorn rules your 10th house. Capricorn that's the ruler of the 10th house. And Capricorn, as you know, it's all about like working and like it's always like the boss. It's happy in the 10th house. So all of your signs are like pretty happy in those houses. So that's working to your favor really well.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So great.
Love that.
But, yeah. And I just think it's awesome that you have the sun and the moon and Mercury all in the 9th house. And those are like your like way of communicating. They're your emotion. They're like how you share things. And they're in this beautiful house of like sharing things and like philosophy and like what you're doing. So I feel like it's great validation for what you're doing on your path is all really in alignment. And then the other thing that's really in alignment, which is great news, is your North Node is in Pisces in the 12th house.
What does that mean?
So the North Node, so I'm getting so excited.
You're getting into it.
North Node is your destiny. It's like it rules over what your direction in this life is, and yours is in the 12th house, which rules over spirituality.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's very important for you in this lifetime to be exploring your spirituality.
Yep.
And this is just for you. It's just this placement, and it's in Pisces, which is another very spiritual sign. This also means that your South Node, which is the opposite, is in Virgo. So what that means is if your North Node is your karma, your destiny, your South Node it's your past lives and it's all your past stuff from other lives. So that is your South Node, which is Virgo. So in another life, you were a Virgo.
I was a Virgo in another life.
You were a Virgo and you were very analytical. Ew. So you can be very analytical, and this is not what you're supposed to be doing right now in this life.
Great, because I'm trying to get away from that.
Yeah. That's good. If get away from the analytical mind, because for you, and this is all for you, like everybody's chart is different, right?
Yeah.
For you, you're not supposed to be in your logical mind as much. You're supposed to be doing more spiritual things.
Great.
And it's like really cool because everything that you talk about is this stuff.
Awesome. Okay, so interesting. So I definitely feel like I've been here a few times.
For sure, yeah.
And I've actually, what was she? She wasn't a star reader. Like I love trying different things, getting information, gathering. I'm here to learn about my spiritual path, right? So I've been doing that really heavily the last, we'll say 10 years. And she basically told me she mirrors your subconscious based on your current present reality right now, where you were. So in saying that, could change if you change your course the next day kind of thing. She prefaced that before we had the convo. Where's the story going though? What were we just, analytical. She said to me, in one of my lives, and this woman, I won't go off. I want to go on the chart, but I don't want to. This tangent, I just found it so incredible. This person didn't see what I looked like physically.
Okay.
Right? She knew a couple health ailments in my body, and then she said I had long blonde hair, and she said I had light eyes, and that I was the medicine woman in the village. So I was meant to use my hands. you know, and
Wow.
but I don't know if that planted the seed, because then that's when I went down this realm of Chinese medicine, and I got into shiatsu, and I got into zentai shiatsu, which is body work, which is using your hands, but it's energetic lines. But yeah, I just thought it was really interesting.
Well, you know what, that's so interesting, because Virgo rules the hands.
Oh, so maybe.
So it's like, because it's of service.
Yeah.
So maybe it feels to me that you like kind of already knew how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was innate in you. Because a lot of your gifts from your South Node can come through.
Ah, okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah. So you're not supposed to completely forget about them at all.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to kind of like use them in a way to keep going. So for instance, for me, I'm a Gemini South Node.
Yep.
And I'm a Sagittarius North Node. So I love to learn shit. Like, I love learning. I love learning everything. I'm like, so like, this is why I learned all this stuff. But then I do notice myself learning and not doing anything with the knowledge.
Is that part of your North Node?
That's a part of me being afraid to go into my North Node, which is Sagittarius.
Gotcha.
So, because your North Node can feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So, like, right now, like, I'm doing my North Node right now. Because I'm sharing the information that I learned. Yeah, me right now, what we're doing, this is me in my North Node. So, this is good for my, like, spiritual growth. Yeah. It's really interesting. Yeah. It's so cool. Okay, let me look at your chart a little bit more and see if there's anything else. And wait, I want to see who's here. Oh, there's Jesse. And I saw Joshua, but I think he left. And I wanted to say hi to him, but he left. But I'll send him a message later. I was, oh my God, Josh! I love Josh. Okay. So then, you have your Venus in Scorpio, which is interesting. Your love language is very Scorpionic.
Okay, and what does that mean?
I have a friend that studies astrology, and she's a Venus in Scorpio, and she likes to say, we love to breathe each other's air. Like, it's very intimate when you're with somebody. Like, it's this need for intimacy, like, with the person that you're with. Like, it's like this, like, once you find the person, like, it's like, oh, like, you're really intimate.
I could definitely see
that. Yeah, and that's also, like, how you prefer to receive love as well, is, like, through a very, like, thoughtful, intimate way. I'm curious, like, what would your, like, love language be? Like, when you receive love, you know the love languages, right?
5 love languages.
Yeah.
What I like to receive? I think quality time. Like, I don't really care about
quality
gifts.
time. Yeah,
I'm not really, like, I'm not.
No gifts.
No, I mean, you could still give me gifts, but
you can give me a gift here and there. Yeah.
Well, and physical touch for sure.
Yeah,
like, you don't have to speak to me. You can keep your mouth shut, but, like, hold my hand or something.
Oh, interesting.
Like,
yeah,
I love intelligent conversations, obviously, but, like, I don't know. What are the 5? The physical touch, gift giving, quality time. What are the other ones?
Acts of service.
Acts of service. I mean, they're all great, right?
Sometimes I'm just like, I think I like all of them.
I was gonna say I'll take them
just all of them.
But...
I'm a Venus in Libra, so I'm like, it's like a lot. Like, it's just like, I like a lot.
Yeah. Give me all of them.
Give me it all. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Aline. Hi, Aline. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's just, one more thing I'm going to talk about with your chart is your midheaven.
Okay.
It's so in the 10th house, it's ruled by Capricorn for you, and you have Saturn there, and you have Uranus, and you have Neptune. So you have all of these signs in your 10th house, which they're big, pretty big, like, power players, helping you in your 10th house. Saturn really likes discipline. So whatever you're doing with your career, there's got to be this like structure and discipline to it.
Okay.
But then there's got to be this room for like random things to come in, because you also have Uranus, and then there's also at the same time kind of a dreamy quality to like what you do.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
find like, I mean, I did a podcast episode on the masculine and the feminine, you know, the different energies, like way back when. And it was, I have found having more of a plan and more of a structure guideline, or kind of not so strict where it's like I do this exactly at this time every fucking day kind of vibes, but like having that it allows like the feminine energy to come in and be freer. You know, it's like a safety net almost, or something. I don't remember exactly how I described it in the podcast. I think I said like, you know, the man's building the house, and then the woman can go put her plants wherever she wants, kind of thing, but the house is there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've been working on that because I've gone, I guess, for a while there, I was like too structured, and it killed my creativity. It just kind of like killed a little piece of me. And then I went completely the opposite end of the spectrum. Went off in fairyland.
Where you were like super flowy with
just
everything.
Like very flowy, whatever happened kind of thing. And I was like, okay, I need to like merge them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you have a lot of different energies in terms of like that area of your life.
Okay.
And so I do think it's kind of a balancing act for you.
Yeah.
It's all good that you have this stuff there, and you have a lot. So you do have a lot going on in the top part of your chart in general, which means that there's a lot of external things happening in your life. It's less actually internal. It's more so about what you're really putting out there into the world. Okay. Sometimes it can be a little hard to like find the time for you within that space. But yeah, you just have to always be sure to like give yourself time.
Okay. Very cool. Love that. So I'm meant to be, or not meant to be, Sagittarius is a philosopher, you said?
Yeah. It's like the truth teller. It's like the philosopher. It's the seeker. It's the adventurer. It's all of those types of, basically, essentially what I love about astrology, and this is where it kind of ties into like my acting and stuff. It's archetypes. It's really archetypes. It's understanding archetypes. It's understanding mythology.
Yeah.
There's so much more than just like, there's so much to it, you know?
How would you say that astrology has, like, have you used it as a compass for what you're choosing to pursue, not just like in your acting, because you said you do a lot of different things, right? You're not just an actress, right? You're a dancer, producer, doing all these amazing things. Were you pursuing all those things before you got into astrology, or were you like, whoa, cool, this is where I'm naturally meant to go, let me go in that direction?
So one thing I like to look at with astrology, in terms of guiding me on what area to put my focus, is there's two different things. The way my chart is, the innate way my chart is kind of all over the place. So it's my energy. It's my natural energy to be kind of like doing a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And I did feel like I always felt when I had my laser focus and just one thing, I always felt stifled, and I didn't know why, because I felt like this was what I was supposed to be doing was I need to focus. Like everybody was telling me, you need to focus. Like on this.
Trying to put you in a box, you know?
Yeah. But honestly, like, if for some people that might work, you know what I mean? To just, like, focus on one thing. But, like, for me, I was, like, I never really understood why I was, like, always being pulled in different directions, and I didn't feel like it was, like, a bad thing. And so understanding my astrology chart has helped me come to, you know, an acceptance of how my energy works.
Yeah.
And it's helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And then also the other thing that I look at is transits.
Okay.
So there's another area of that you can do like with a reading is where you can see like what's actually happening. This is just your chart. This is what we went through is just your chart. It's your fingerprint.
Yeah.
But then you can see, okay, there's another layer to it where we can see what planets are moving in your chart right now. Like, do you have Jupiter in your ninth house? Do you have?
So is that like more
Mars?
present time things to
Yeah,
look at? 'Cause it's
like
always changing, right?
it's always changing. It's always changing. But like some planets move slower than others. But I can see what areas of my chart are being lit up at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
So right now, my ninth house is being lit up.
Yeah.
So my ninth house is a lot to do with teaching. It's a lot to do with learning. It's to do with traveling. And so I'm allowing myself to put my focus in that area.
Ah.
But maybe 2 years from now, it'll be in a different part of my chart, and I'll have to like focus on something else. So I do use astrology to help me where to guide me in that direction.
Were you, when we discussed the other day, you were saying something about being in different areas and how that brings out a different part of your chart, or what were you?
Yeah.
What was that? I'm curious because this is the first time I've like sat still in like 15 years. Well, in saying I sat still, like, I mean, I'm still kind of moving, but the best I can. And I'm like, is that me exploring?
Where did you go? I want you to talk about all the places you went, and I'll answer your question because I just like, I only know a little bit of your story because I do think this is really cool.
Well, I mean, I've lived a lot of places. I basically, in a nutshell, went the normal American route, right? You're meant to go to college. And I was maybe it was the little Virgo in me coming out, straight A student, good girl, going to college. Never really felt like that was the path. And then I've always been into like studying. I was actually really into math and sciences. Long story short, switched careers halfway through, ended up doing a study abroad in Panama. And I just fucking loved being in Panama. So I stayed in Panama. But then it was like I was just surfing and having a good time. I wasn't really like, okay, be the serious girl, get back to it. Ended up, long story short, dating a Kiwi guy, my first boyfriend. So Kiwi being from New Zealand.
Wait, Kiwi?
Kiwi means they're from New Zealand. That's what they call that.
I never heard of that.
That was my
That's
first
so cute.
boyfriend when I was still in college or university, whatever you call it. And I won't go into the whole story because I've got long. But basically, he was in the super yacht industry, which I never heard of. It's not popular for Americans purely because we sue. It's like, it costs more money to employ me than all these other like nationalities, which is crazy enough. But anywho, things didn't work out with the Kiwi, story for another day. But the seed was planted. I was like, what is this fucking amazing industry? Like the super yacht industry. I ended up graduating with like international marketing as my like degree. And because I wanted to travel and I was like, well, fuck, like, what do I do? So I'll jump into this international program. Anyways, things didn't work out with Kiwi. Couldn't stop thinking about the super yacht industry. I waited a year between us like breaking it off to make sure it was like my thing that I wanted to still do. And during that time, ended up living with the South African, and that South African was on yachts. My house turned into like a crew house. And basically they were like, you just got to do it. So a year to the date, I remember I quit my job. Within a week, got on a yacht, went to Europe, and then ended up on another yacht after that season. And we basically were based, it's kind of hard to describe everywhere we went, but we basically, summers were in Europe, like the Mediterranean, and winters different. So I was really fortunate to have a really awesome boss that owned the yacht, the guy that owned it, because he loved adventuring and he loved going to like off the beaten places, so I can, so much, I've traveled the world because of him at such a young age. So really, really incredible chapter in life for sure. But that was a very structured, it's like, I don't want to say military, but kind of. Like, I became a workaholic, but was also seeing the world. So, when you're young, 100%, you're running off adrenaline, you could do it, right? So yeah, I'm really, really grateful. People always ask me like my favorite place, and it's so hard to say. But Galapagos, One of
Oh.
the most interesting places I've ever been for so many reasons, because they limit, who can come in there. We actually had to get a scientist on board to go through those waters on the yacht, but the Galapagos itself, the animals aren't scared of you because they're so restricted on the people that come there. So it was incredible to go, like, we went diving, but like surfing with sea lions and sharks, and them jumping on the boat, and turtles, like when you go diving, like hitting your mask because they're not afraid of people. And these tortoises that were like 150 years old just fucking tracking on their path. So that was pretty incredible. I mean, I have so many. Patagonia was incredible. Madagascar, like some of the like really
Wow.
unique ones was definitely the part I liked. Europe's
That
great.
is so
It's fun,
cool.
but yeah, that was a really, really great chapter. And then from there, that's when I ended up, it was a surf trip I went on by myself. I don't know, I think I said this in one of the podcasts, but basically, I'm a big surfer. I went to, do you know the Mentoways?
No.
So I went,
What is that?
it's islands off of West Sumatra in Indonesia. It's like known for
Okay.
like its really big, kind of scary surf. And I don't know what was going through my head at the time, but I was like, I need to get off this yacht. Like, I need a break. I'm going to go surfing. And I ended up on this island where, like, I know how to surf, but I'm not, like, pro by any means. And I remember getting off this ferry, and this guy had, like, fucking stitches across his chin. Another guy had, like, a broken arm and, like, a head wrap. And I was like, what did I just do? But anyways, the whole point of the story was I ended up in these islands with no Wi-Fi. Got real deep. Went real spiritual, connected with the ocean, and it was like, I need to get off this yacht. It's no longer calling me. I went back and I quit and I moved to Australia.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. I'm having like a crazy download right now because of what you're telling me about your chart.
Yeah, I'm wondering, I'm like, is any
This
of that
all
tie
makes
in there?
sense. This all makes sense. Okay, this is like so cool. So I think it's really interesting because, well, one, you are a like Sagittarius, you all the Sagittarius placements of like adventure, right?
Yeah, definitely that.
And then you have where you're talking about this like connection to the ocean.
Yeah.
Pisces rules the ocean. And that's your north node. So like if you were going to do this, all this stuff like in the ocean, that was you following your destiny.
I love that. So what does that mean for now? Because I've found this year so interesting. Because I'm not at the ocean.
No, I think maybe, you know what I think? Where do you live now?
I'm right now currently in the Pacific Northwest, so in Washington State.
Oh, that's right, Washington. And also, you're from Wilmington.
I was born there, but we moved to Florida when I was like 2 months old.
Oh, okay, because my aunt lives, they grew up in Wilmington,
Oh,
Delaware.
really? I feel like they all know each other over there.
Yeah. I was like, oh, maybe they know. But anyways, what I would say, but you're by the ocean, right?
No. So this is the first time in my life I am not.
Do you feel like a part of you is
I do. And I'm like, part of me is okay because I feel like it's coming. Like, this isn't the 365 days a year place for me. Like, there are gorgeous rivers and lakes and mountains. It's just so different.
It's gorgeous there.
Than
maybe it's just about connecting with water.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Is it ocean or is it water? I mean, the water's great.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's something about that salt water, though.
Yeah, no, you feel like it. I just feel the ocean in you. Yeah, it's like really interesting. And I also think, but and it's interesting too because I feel like it probably really helps you because you have so much fire in your chart. And I think like the water kind of like gives you this like safety.
100%. It's like a calming thing too, and it's really interesting. Even this is going to be too many layers, but if we pull into the Chinese medicine there. And why, like, what I found the ocean so calming. This is so many people in Western society are very heavy in their, like, liver energy. Like, it's just the go, the hustle, especially Americans, We just, like, live, they're just, we're stepping out of that. But the ocean is naturally, like, calming this, like inner fire kind of thing inside.
Yeah.
It's like this counterbalance. But it also works with all the elements. And there's, like, wind. Which I find super freaking interesting, too, because I'm now, never in my life have I lived in windy places. And now I'm like surrounded. I'm here because my partner designs foils. He's a foil designer. He lives for the wind. He is a wind person. So he like can do lakes and rivers and things, where I am the opposite. I'm an ocean surfer, doesn't like wind. So I'm trying a new thing.
Human design, do you know what your place is?
Do I know what?
You know, in human design, there's like a thing that you can, when you look at your human design chart. I don't do human design, just to be clear with people. But I love human design. I don't study it, but I like look at my chart, but I don't know it like I know astrology. But there's a part where it can tell you like the area that you would thrive in.
I know
and
that
I'm curious what yours is.
I know I'm a manifester.
Oh, you're a manifester.
I'm a manifester.
Just a manifester.
Yeah.
Not a generator.
No, not a generator. Yeah.
Ooh,
so
that's
I'm like
special.
meant to be, from what I was told, I'm meant to be like CEO, like boss lady. Like,
yeah,
and this
you're
was a couple
supposed
years
to be
ago.
like
I was
coming
told
up with
this.
ideas.
Yeah, well, a couple years ago when I was told this, I'm like, what? I'm not that girl. I'm not a boss. I'm like super chill. But it's funny as you break some mindset, maybe some limiting beliefs, and it comes more natural. It's like, yeah, actually, I enjoy this. It's like,
yeah.
But anyways, we won't go down the human. I feel like we're going down too many.
It's okay. It's so fun though. I love it. Okay, I was gonna answer your question though about astrocartography, and I want to see also, is Shireen still here, because I love her. Hi Shireen. I don't know if you're still here, but
How do you tell?
okay, so astrocartography, which is what you asked me about earlier.
Yes, yeah, sorry, went on a tangent.
No. I love our tangent. I love a tangent, guys. This is like the best thing. It's going on a tangent and then finding yourself coming back to it.
Yeah.
And I took us off that tangent, not you. That was me.
I jumped on willingly.
I was like, trust me, we're gonna get back there. I know it. Okay, so astrocartography, it's really interesting because so you have your birth chart.
Yeah.
But when you different areas of the world changes your birth chart, and you can have a different rising sign. So you going to another place can actually activate different like parts of your chart. That's why when you go to a different place, you feel differently.
Yeah. See, I kind of mentioned this a little bit on a different episode in terms of mindset and identity piece. Because, I mean, I don't know if you've seen lately, like I've seen it a lot on Instagram, or, everyone's always kind of dropping their job and going to Bali. But lately it seems to be Italy, that everyone's going and finding themselves in Italy, which is awesome. But I was saying, like, it's almost like by doing that, you're giving yourself a permission slip to have this new identity, because nobody knows you there. So you can rock up and be whoever the fuck you want to, where you maybe in your own hometown don't feel like you can express yourself that way. So it allows this like identity shift to happen in a more natural way or something. I don't know. I think it's interesting because I've lived in so many different places. When you actually reflect, I'm like, who was I there? Like, I don't know.
So
I wonder
true.
like how much your environment.
Yeah, if you basically you can look at the chart looks like is there's different lines, right? So your Pluto line, your Sun line, your Mercury line. So it's not only that your chart changes, but you'll be on a line, like a latitude with longitude. Oh my God, is it longitude?
I think so.
Longitude line.
Yeah.
So you'd be on this line, right? But it's all personalized. So, for instance, when I went to Costa Rica, I was like, oh my God, I am in my element. Like, I was like, oh, I feel so good. Like, I feel like my body feels good. Like, my skin felt good. And I was like, what is this? And then later down the line, when I was like looking at my chart, I was like, oh, I was on my sun line. And I was like, that's why.
Interesting.
So it's kind of fun. You can experiment with it. I mean, I live on my Saturn line, which is supposed to be like not good. But
what is that? Your what line?
My Saturn line.
And why is it not good? What do you mean? What do you mean you live in? Oh, you mean like because you're in LA?
Because I'm in LA. It falls on my Saturn line. And it may not be your Saturn line, but it's mine.
So what does that line do? Or what does that line? What information?
It's supposed to mean things are more. A lot of responsibilities, It can be more serious. It can be just everything, because Saturn is a very kind of heavy energy.
Yeah.
And it's very like grandfather energy. It's
do you feel that way?
I do feel it, but I do have, like, particularly in my chart, I have a good Saturn placement.
Yeah.
So it's okay because my Saturn is in Aquarius. So I like work well with the Saturn energy.
Yeah.
So for me, it's okay. But I do notice sometimes if I don't have my shit together and I go and I leave and I come back, then all of a sudden it's like responsibility. I mean, like where, like, I actually recently when I went to London, I was like, I'm going to have my shit together before I leave. And I came back and it rewarded me instead.
Oh, great.
It was like, oh, these all these things, the opportunities, because Saturn will reward you like greatly. But it can also just annihilate you.
Well, it sounds like you're learning, though. It sounds like you're looking at your chart and you're like, hey, I've seen what's happened when I don't do this.
Yeah.
So let me try this instead. Yeah, which is great.
Yeah. I know.
Awareness
it sounds like
is key, right?
It's like you learn how to work with these energies.
Yeah.
You learn like the energy of Saturn, the energy of Pluto, the energy of Mercury. It's like all this different like energies, you know?
I love it.
So okay.
Love it. Have you ever, I don't know, this is just a random thought coming to mind, like, because you're doing different roles when you're an actress, you know, and you're taking on the identity of the character, do you find that challenging or do you just kind of throw astrology out the window? Or are you like, you know, like, I don't know, because is acting, like being the creative that you are, is that something that your kind of chart says? It does say to do a lot of different things, right?
Oh, about acting?
Yeah, but that's
so I'm a Leo rising. Yeah, I'm a Leo rising, so I am like that's an actor chart.
Great. Did you know that before getting into it?
No.
Astrology is new to you.
Yeah. I didn't know that when I've always wanted to act, like, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just was dancing, but I was always a performer.
Okay.
Right. And then when I don't know, it's like almost been 10 years now, I guess. When I transitioned into acting, I just knew that this was what I have wanted for so long.
Yeah.
But my rising sign is Leo. And then I do have, Taurus rules my 10th house, which is the arts. And I have a nice trine between my midheaven, my career in Taurus, and my rising sign. So my rising sign, my Leo, like, kind of lights up my career.
Yeah, okay.
If there's a connection, which is cool. But the one thing that I struggle with acting is that it's very unpredictable.
Yeah.
And the lifestyle is unpredictable. And I have a Taurus, I have a Taurus 10th house, which means I like structure. So there's a bit of that kind of like when I get an audition, it like can kind of throw me off a little bit, like my nervous system, because I can be, I really like stability. Yeah. And kind of knowing what's happening. So I've had to work with really knowing how to regulate myself, and things coming quickly, because things are coming in quick, you know?
Yeah. Well, if you have structure in like other areas and just letting that one be the not sure where it's going.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I do. Like, I have my other businesses, like I have my dog walking business, and then I work with my cousin. He has a music school. I do a lot of things.
I know. It's amazing.
And then I do my astrology. So it's like I have my structure in different places. Yeah. That way, exactly, I can be free with the acting. Yeah.
Cool. I love that.
But as far as like the craft of acting, I would love to incorporate more astrology in my craft because I like always sometimes think it would be kind of cool to like, and sometimes I do. I'm like, oh, is this character? When I get a character, I'm like, oh, she's Sagittarius or she's like a
Well,
Taurus.
what if
Like
you did
like,
that? Like if you put them,
I should do that more.
and then it
That would
might be
fun.
like, because you know the chart so much, you're like, oh, I know exactly how she should perform.
Yeah, it's a fun way to kind of channel like a different energy. But I usually just kind of more so I focus on the story.
Yeah.
Because that is the most important thing is like the script and the story.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes I don't want to get away from that too much. But it might be just like a fun little exercise to be like, oh, but what if we sprinkle a little like Virgo?
A little Virgo in there, a little Sag.
Yeah.
It can be fun. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Everybody has a chart, right? Yep. All the characters should have charts too.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. You know, if for any of the listeners, if they were feeling like they were just kind of out of alignment, wanted to use star signs as a tool, you know, astrology, what would you say for them to kind of like focus on? Because you did kind of say in the beginning that there was like the wrapping, you know, like, I don't know, I guess maybe I need to define.
Big three.
Yeah, like would that be the main thing? You know, I guess if they're just feeling a little bit lost.
If they're feeling out of alignment?
Yeah, like just kind of like not
like
sure.
What's their direction?
Yeah.
I would say I like to look at the North Node the most in terms of direction. Because I really think that it helps you kind of, because I think it's kind of like an egoless way of looking at your life.
Okay.
And I think that all the other things like money and career and all that stuff can kind of fall into place when you start
following that.
Following that.
What was mine? The Pisces?
Yours was in Pisces.
Which is like a spiritual path?
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then, I mean, it's a little harder to navigate, but transits help as well. But like if you were just looking at your own chart, it might be kind of hard to figure that out.
Yeah.
But I do think that the North Node is something you can easily like look up for yourself and find, oh, my North Node is in this, and you can like look that up, like research it a little bit.
And helps things kind of fall into place.
It helps things, yeah. Maybe I could just, pivot just a little bit, or just, maybe I should explore that aspect. But it's usually something that is a little bit uncomfortable for you because your South Node is where your comfort zone lies.
Yeah, interesting. And I find that like the more I dive deeper into like all of this work, like even mindset stuff, and like I told you, I bring it back to like universal laws and energy. The more I dive deeper, the path that we're, you know, I feel like we're always here to evolve. We're having this like experience, like the purpose of being here is what I believe, is to evolve. So if you keep staying in your comfort zone doing the same shit, like you're not changing, and you're put on this earth to like, you know, become this. And like, for example, like you said, for me, like spiritual path, I'm like, that makes a lot of sense because I was in this like military, logical, very shallow, we'll say, environment. And I was like, this doesn't feel right. Like, how can I go up against my edge? And me becoming a therapist and those different modalities was purely because I was learning about my body and the connection with the divine. And then diving deeper into the energetics of it, right? I'm like, because I said this to you either before at some point, like we start as energy, we end as energy. And when you actually, what's the quote I was giving you from Albert Einstein? When you actually understand that degree, you know, that we are energy, is the degree to which you understand like suffering or bliss. Because when we get into our minds, I feel like we tell a story, but it's just a story, and you're still connecting in the logical mind when you're doing that, right? You're not your energetic being, you're in your head. So I just find it so interesting. Yeah, I love diving into all these things because I'm like, whenever I remember that and I bring it back, or even like doing a like simple thing like a breathwork practice, because you're bringing it to your body, not your head, then it's like, you know.
Yeah. I love that. It all begins and ends with energy.
Or what's that other one? It's like the logical mind is a faithful, the intuitive mind is a gift, and the logical mind is the faithful servant. But society has made it the other way around. When we're living so logically, is that our mind is the ruler and the intuition isn't. I'm like, no, it's so backwards. You know?
Yeah,
it's just really interesting. I don't know. And the more I play with it, I find when I get too far analytical, too far in my head, things aren't happening for me. You know, it doesn't mean you're like dropping everything and living in la la land either. It's like, because you are here to have a human experience. So like, you've still got to participate in that part. Because, you know, you can go, like, I don't know if you've dove into the spiritual realm or into different modalities. You can get in communities where, you know, they literally just want to meditate all day. You know, they just want to be in this other, you know, realm. And it's like, but you're not here. You're here to have this experience. So it's like bringing you, it's that balance. I don't know.
There's such a balance with this. Yeah.
I could talk about this forever.
Same.
Yeah.
I love this stuff.
Yeah.
There really is this balance between the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't just be in one. It's the same with masculine and feminine energy. Yeah. Like you were talking about, you have to create the masculine container to be
in your family,
able to enjoy your feminine.
Yeah.
You can't just be around like being like la la la. Like it's just like it doesn't work. Last. It's not safe really for you.
Well,
you
don't
do
feel
that.
Safe, right? Doing that.
Yeah, you don't feel safe like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I find it so fascinating.
So cool.
But I like
obviously
the stars as well.
And
I didn't tell you last night. We had, well, I don't know if you've been watching. Well, maybe not in LA. There's a meteor shower happening. We're in like some peak part of some meteor thing. So I saw like, I'm not even lying.
I saw the moon has been crazy. Have you seen the moon lately?
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, it's so big. It's in Aquarius. It's not anymore. It was in Aquarius. It was an Aquarius full moon. But it was like so like orangey cool. Like it was cool.
I love it. So good.
I've been trying to look at the stars more, but it's very hard in LA.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah. All right, cool. This was so much fun.
This was so much fun. I'm like, I just looked. We've been talking for an hour. I'm sure people are like overhearing, hearing our tangents. Maybe it's time we wrap it up.
Yeah, definitely. And hi, Brandon. Hello. I hope you're doing well, Brandon, an old friend.
Oh, sweet.
We used to dance together.
Love it.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. And so where can people find you?
Yeah, best place to find me, I'm on Instagram at fallonmichaela.co. I think you tagged me in this live. Best place to find me there. Jump into my DMs, have a chat. If you have any questions, I just love connecting, love getting on the phone, love getting inspiration too for podcast episodes. So I like to ask people kind of what they're dealing with, and I like to unpack it sometimes on the episode. Also the Fallon Frequency podcast. You can find me on any of the podcasty things. So like Spotify, I think I'm on iTunes, you know, whatever. There's a bunch of them.
It's so good. I love your podcast.
Thank you. And then, yeah, I'm doing something very special next week. I haven't really officially announced it to my audience yet, but we are basically I'm doing a little mini calibration to confidence program. Little tip of what I do in my own, I'm a mentor, so I have a different container for one-on-one mentorship right now. But this is a freebie. Anybody can join just to connect, to get in the community and calibrate to confidence. So there'll be more details on that if you keep following me on Instagram. But yeah, that's where you can find me. What about you?
That sounds so cool. And wait, what is, can you tell people about what Telegram is?
Oh yeah, Telegram. So this would be a private channel. It's just like a kind of similar, I would say, to like WhatsApp? A WhatsApp. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're more familiar with WhatsApp, just to get you out of your normal messaging, you know, and it's completely private, can't be shared anywhere. You can send, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you ever try to send like a voice note on Facebook, it cuts you off at like 3 minutes. And
I
clearly we like to talk. So it's one of those where you can connect, you know, in a safe environment, let's say, and purely just go to that for that. So Telegram, it's a downloadable free, I guess, another messaging channel.
Oh, cool.
But nothing.
And then they can talk to you on there, and then you can like give them, then you would like send them voice notes and talk to them.
Yeah, for the program coming up, it's a pure, like, kind of laid back, relaxed way of doing it. Kind of just breaking off, because believe it or not, I was a very, very shy girl. And I know you wouldn't know that from reading my chart, but I was. Like, people in high school thought I was a mute. Like, not even kidding. Like, around my friends, I was, like, you know, super talkative, but not with I don't know where it stems from. Sometimes I try to look back and I'm like, don't even attach to a story. But anyways, I'm not that anymore, and I like to talk. So so the program is basically you guys can just show up, connect in the community, and we'll have 4 powerful days together where I'm going to go through kind of what I found made that switch, you know, because it's almost, I like to say it's turning the lights back on. Because I truly believe everyone is confident. Everyone has confidence. It's just that part of your, let's say, inside is dimmed. The light's dimmed. So we need to find, like, why it's dim. And then we turn that light back on. So it's just
I love that. You know? That's so cool.
Which is fun.
So
yeah, that's
like some subconscious work, too.
Pardon?
Probably. Subconscious work a little
bit.
Yeah,
exactly. A little, you know, we're going to touch on some myths, some limiting beliefs, maybe why you feel like you're not confident, and then we dive into some identity work. So that's next week, which is super exciting.
Very cool. Next week. Okay, cool. Amazing. Yeah. Awesome. I love that.
I would love to know, obviously this is, you know, hopping on my podcast. I know so many of my listeners would probably love a reading. Can they get those from you? Just like, do you do video readings, or how does that work? Where can they find you?
Yeah, so I have a website and I offer readings on there, so you can book a reading there virtually. And then I also, if you're in LA, I am going to be doing a pop-up at this cafe. We're going to be at a cafe for from 9 to 4 on the 25th, which is a Monday. It's going to be called Magical Monday.
Love that.
And so you can come and do a walk-in reading. You can just walk in and book a reading, or you can do, you can schedule it ahead of time and DM me for that. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then
to find your website, I'll put it in the show notes, but like if they were to go to your Instagram, is it just in like a link tree, or where can they find that?
It's in the link tree, but I'll send you a link to my website as well.
I'll pop it in the show notes, and then they could just click and just book in a session with you.
It'll be so fun. I love reading charts.
I loved it. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Oh my God, this was so much fun. Oh, I had so much fun.
Me too.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much. I'm like about to go. You know that I'm about to go look up Pisces North Node and go like down a deep dive.
I just think it's great. That moment where I was like, oh my God, it's the ocean.
I know. It's so good. Makes sense. Totally.
It makes sense.
I'm like, shit, it's going to tell me that I need to be actually by the ocean. I'm going to be like, babe, we got to move.
Yeah.
We're not in the mountains anymore.
Well, I would be curious to look at your astrocartography chart. That would be cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe next episode.
Maybe next. Yeah. This is so fun.
So fun.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.
You too.
And bye.
Bye, lovely.